Hello guys, it's your boy Mario here, back at it again. Now this time I'm gonna bring y'all what if Naruto was kidnapped and experimented on. Now, for this to really start off, I'm gonna explain who kidnapped Naruto and the age. He's being kidnapped by the pedophile himself, Orochimaru. The reason why he's being kidnapped is because he is the Nine-Tailed Jinchuriki. And since he's the Nine-Tailed Jinchuriki, that means that, the Nine-Tails, in Orochimaru's eyes, the Nine-Tails is not gonna let his vessel die. And what Orochimaru doesn't know is that Naruto is the child of prophecy, so like it wouldn't matter if the Nine-Tail would allow it or not, because Naruto wouldn't really, you know, die in a certain fashion. But so we're going to get started. So at the age of 2, Naruto is kicked out of the orphanage just 3 days before his birthday, before he turns 3. And so, in the Hokage is right now out of the village to go to Soda to go face the peace treaty. So as he's out, this is when Orochimaru was right because the caretaker don't kicked out Naruto. Orochimaru would knock out Naruto, take him to this lab he has in the fire country. When he gets there, Naruto is still knocked out under some heavy drugs that Orochimaru gave him because he know that the Kyuubi would try to purify the boy out of the drug. So, Orochimaru is just trying to he's basically trying to stop. He's just trying to do an experiment, and in these experiments, he would give Naruto all of these Keke Genkais and everything. And so, what happened is Naruto's body starts to change. His eyes change, which they turn even brighter blue, but they kind of glow. Now, Naruto is gonna have a Keke Genkai. It's gonna be a different Sharingan, but it's gonna be called the Ultimate Sharingan. But it can evolve into something new, because Naruto is also gonna be blessed by the Otsutsuki God, which means that he's gonna have a very overpowered Jogan or Jogan. I think they say Jogan, whatever you want to call it. He's gonna have one of those, but it's also gonna be missing with the Rinnegan and the Tensei gun, which is why it's such a bright blue. But Naruto has a different type of Rinnegan, since this Rinnegan would have been a blue Rinnegan instead of a purple Rinnegan. But anyways, before we get sidetracked, so Naruto is now planning on going to he's talking to Kurama. Kurama meets Naruto. Naruto has a nice side of Kurama still inside of him. So when Naruto was at the young age of 4, when Orochimaru was doing experiments on him, Naruto would be sent into sent to the cell where he would chat with Kurama. And Kurama tells him his real name because Naruto is being called in. Now Naruto is injected with every type of also like all the Akatsuki members that he has all of their blood inside of him. He has he can turn his body to paper, or just basically he's like every last one of the Akatsukis. He really can't die or anything like that because he has the immortality of like all of them, and he even has the ability to make the puppets like sorcery, and like he has the sorcery knowledge type, and he has the he won't really have much from a sorcery besides from like the knowledge of making puppets and being like a master in the puppets arts and a little bit of his blood. That's really about it. He would have like everybody's, including Itachi Uchiha. I'm gonna make it earlier where Itachi Uchiha is older, and he's gonna be also a prodigy, like no other, which is why he was able to get at his rank a lot sooner. I'm gonna say right now that Itachi is 16. Yeah, 16. Even Orochimaru got some of Nagaro's blood, which is Pain, who has the Rinnegan. So he has him in and not only that, but also Orochimaru made a sword a dagger for Naruto, which had the Kisame's sword Samehada ability to take chakra away. And he made a style just for that. But the sword doesn't. But the sword kind of mutates. Instead of it only just being a dagger, it can turn into a sword, a staff. Just on those those 3, and it can also duplicate itself to turn into multiple. And Orochimaru also injected some of his blood into Naruto, which Honestly, it's not a good sign, but still, he put some of his blood into Naruto to get Naruto, which is why he's much more paler, and his hair and stuff is now white. Now, as Naruto's growing up, he's I'm gonna say at the age of 12, he finally breaks out of Orochimaru's lair due to him not being there. He killing everybody and destroying every experiment, but not before taking all the notes. He even found the notes on the curse marks, and he takes it to Konoha. Now, the Kyuubi tells Naruto where to go to Konoha, but there was an experience that Kyuubi didn't know that Orochimaru did to Naruto way before he kidnapped Naruto, where basically Naruto has all of the tail beasts, chakra, which mutated inside himself, which now also made it where he is the now 10-tailed wolf. Yes, Naruto has the ability to turn into a wolf. And not only that, he's also blessed by the Shinigami Kami and Yami, which is why he has such, which is why he's able to control nature, able to like summon the Shinigami without dying, or to steal something, or to talk to him. Which the Shinigami and Naruto talk a lot, and also since he's also have some of the Shinigami inside of him, he's also able to go into a Reaper state. And Naruto has been training all of his abilities, and from Kami, he has the ability of like using light release, which is very strong, and it can basically burn anything it comes in contact with to like nothingness, which is why he was able to destroy everything inside of the base with like one field jutsu. He also has all five chakra natures due to being his blood mutating with every last one of those people. See, Naruto also he's also has like, since he has every single one of the ability of the Akatsuki's, he has always been always been normally guarded with a lot of guards. But since Orochimaru right now is trying to get ready for the invasion against the in the Chunin exam, he's trying to wait for he's trying to train all of his military power. So he has less guards at all his bases, and since also he went to go talk to the Suna, to get them as his partners. That was the perfect time for Naruto to strike, which he did. Naruto escapes in not even longer than a day. He, as soon as Orochimaru leaves and is far away from him, because he has now a sensory ability. His sensory ability is enhanced by the Kyuubi, which is why he was able to plan today, because he saw there was less guards. So he would sneak out with them, and he would go to the leaf. When he gets to the leaf, he goes in there with all blood stains on him. Katetsu and I forgot the good guy's name, but they see Naruto, and that's when, well, Naruto now goes by In, because like he feels like he's no longer Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze, since now he has all these different bloods inside of him, and he decided to go with In now. So as his name In, this is where they would take him. They would summon an Anbu. Anbu would take him to the Hokage's office. Now, and he will be adopted by Kakashi, because Kakashi finds out that, because Kakashi's still Anbu, because he was still trying to find Naruto himself. He never gave up on it, and every time he was outside the village, he always had a piece of Naruto. He would summon Pakun to try to find him. So when Kakashi found out that In, or Naruto in this case, was still alive, he instantly booked it to the Hokage office. This is exactly where Kakashi said, "I'm going to retire from Anbu." Hiruzen sees how he's looking at Kakashi. How Kakashi's looking at In or Naruto, and he smiles. He says, "Yes, Kakashi is exactly what you think it is." As Naruto hears him say Kakashi, Naruto turns and says, "Oh, so you're my father's student." Kakashi, I wonder, like, how do you know that? And then he says, "Well, me and the Kiwi are on good terms. But I do have a question for you." He said, "Yeah." He said, "How is that Sharingan?" Because like Naruto has his own Sharingan. He activates his Sharingan. He says, "Because I can see also that if you put some more chakra behind in your eye for the Sharingan, you will have a different stage of the Sharingan." Hearing this, Kakashi goes kind of eyes wide. And also after seeing Naruto's Sharingan, he's like, "How do you have the Sharingan?" Naruto then says, "Oh, well, I also have Itachi's blood inside of me due to Orochimaru's experiments that I gave to Gigi right here." Because he's now calling the old man Gigi, because that's what Hiruzen asked Naruto to call him. And also he remember calling him Gigi when he was much younger. What's his name? Hiruzen and Naruto and Kakashi. Now I'm going by in Hatake. And Kakashi and Naruto are starting to bond because Kakashi wanted to have this bond beforehand. And this is 2 days before the Genin exam. He has the Okage if he could become a Genin, even though he already knows that in truth he's actually low Jonin level. Hiruzen says, "Well, you're actually low Jonin level." He said, "Yeah, Orochimaru trained me vigorously. I'm skilled in medical jutsu, genjutsu, taijutsu, kenjutsu. I even have my own sword / dagger, whatever you want to call it." And Naruto shows him it. Now Hiruzen's like, "What the fuck is that?" Basically, and Naruto says, "Well, it's part of Kisame's sword." And he said, "Wait. You got a piece of Kisame's sword?" And Naruto's like, yeah. No, Orochimaru kind of got it. I don't know how he got it, but he kind of got it. And Naruto go, "Oh, and yeah, it can like shift into like a sword, a bow, staff, a dagger, and a scythe. Yeah, I'm gonna make it also a scythe because I like scythes. Green Reaper shit, He's gonna go into that, and then he says also, "I have other abilities that I'm not gonna talk to you about, because if I did, I don't know who's all in this room technically, since I do sense other people." I think that Hiruzen like, "Oh, so you sense my Umbu?" He said, "How many Umbus do you normally have in your room?" He said, "I normally have 4. Why?" Naruto then kills 2 people, which are the root Umbus. So he could tell the other ones have emotions, and those just feel plain, don't feel right at all. Hiruzen's like, "Root," is what Hiruzen says, and he's kind of mad because like he knows that root Umbu should not be a thing anymore. They're supposed to be disbanded, and so he's thinking, what is Danzo trying to do? Spying on me, basically. Which makes Hiruzen furious due to knowing that now he has that like his own elders are trying to listen in to everything that he knows. And Naruto burns the body with the light release. And Hiruzen and the Umbus and Kakashi see this, they're like, "What the fuck was that, Naruto?" Naruto then says, "Oh, that's one of my new abilities that you don't need to know." And Hiruzen goes, he nods his head like, "Okay." And so Naruto's like, "So can I take the Genin exams that's coming up?" Okay. And Hiruzen's like, yeah, go ahead. Cause he sees Naruto speed. He sees that Naruto speed is actually high Jonin. But he thinks also Naruto might be like his father, which is modest, so which is why he's probably ranking himself lower than what he actually think he is. And so Hiruzen said, "Naruto, eventually I'm gonna have to test your skills, you know that, right?" Naruto says, "Yeah, I know, but hey, what else could I do? At least I get to find a sparring partner." Kakashi said, "I will be the one testing him." Kakashi still is Umbu level right now. He hasn't been slipping and training. He's been training extra hard after finding out that Naruto was kidnapped. He kind of blamed it on himself for not being there to watch Naruto. So he threw himself in extra training. How much time we use? 14 minutes. So yeah. So Naruto would now just be running around with Kakashi. Kakashi kind of introducing him to his friends. Be like, "Hey guys, this is my little brother Naruto," or because Naruto said, "Hey, don't call me Naruto, call me In," and he said, "This is my little brother In. I hope y'all treat him kindly," basically. And Guy says, "Oh, so this is your little brother, huh?" And and because Kakashi and Naruto right now could be considered brothers due to they almost look the same. Besides, Naruto's hair color is gray. I mean, it's white, and Kakashi is gray. And Naruto's as tall as Gojo, because he at least grows and still everything is right. So he looks exactly like Gojo in this situation. Naruto then he kind of looks at Kurenai. Kurenai looks at Naruto. She stares in his eyes because his eyes are bright blue and they seem like to be glowing. Naruto then tilts his head at Kurenai. Kurenai kind of gets that like cute, and she's like, "How old are you in?" And Naruto goes, "I'm actually 12. Why?" Everybody's draw like, "You're 12, and you're that tall." They just like baffled just about that. And Naruto's like, "Yeah, is that a problem?" And Kakashi goes, "No, just normally kids your age aren't that tall. It's what they're not used to." And Naruto then goes, "Oh yeah." Naruto says the perks of being me, and he kind of laughs it all. And they're like, "Yup, there's definitely Kakashi brother," because he has the same cockiness as Kakashi in their eyes, but Naruto wasn't trying to sound cocky. He was just trying to, he was just trying to have like a playful laugh with them. But man, this is where Kurenai goes. "So, In, what do you do like when you're free time?" And it says, "Well, I normally read since because In doesn't really have good social skills. He says I normally read, but I don't know. I need to find something else to do." They're like, "What type of books?" It's what Karen I then Naruto's like, "Oh, mostly fluent jutsu books." And she's like, "Oh." She thought that In was gonna be a pervert like Kakashi. And In's like, "Is there something wrong?" Like, then she said, "No, I just expected you to kind of be like a brother and a pervert and read porn." And just look at Kakashi. Kakashi kind of sweat jobs and start whistling and looking away. And said, "You must have read it in public, didn't you?" And and Kurenai was like, "Wait, what do you mean?" Then and says, "Well, to be frank with y'all, I was kind of kidnapped from this village." They're like, "Wait, what?" Like, yeah. My real name is Naruto, so Mikey Namikaze, but I'm gonna go by Hatake now due to Kakashi adopting me. And not only that, but like, come on, look at me. I look almost like him. I just have different eye color and a different shade of hair color. Come on. They're like, true. This is where Aang then goes, "Well, Kakashi." He said, Kakashi's like, "Hmm?" He goes, "So you're telling me you've been a pervert?" And I didn't know this. Like, why didn't you tell me at first you were a pervert? And Kakashi goes, "What do you mean?" Well, and then Naruto gave him a book. He says, "I kind of wrote this book." It's not like a book. It's like a notepad of Naruto's. He says, "Well, I wrote this." And when Kakashi reads it, he catches a nosebleed and fights back. Kurenai reads, like, before it, and she's like, wait. She's like, "What is this?" Basically, cause like to her, she likes it because it actually has romance and stuff like that. And then it says, "Well, it's a book I was planning on writing to release to earn money if I needed to." And she's like, "Well, can I get like the first copy?" And it's like, "Sure, I'll tell you when it drops so you can go get it." And so In finds a publisher somewhere around the world. I don't know where. I'm just gonna say somewhere. And they see this book and they're like, "It's definitely not gonna sell." And says, "All right, how about this? I bet you your entire company, if this book sells, that this book's gonna sell." And the person he's kind of cocky because he's the one that sold the Icha books. And so once Naruto books dropped, it sold all throughout like the whole entire Element Nations, and it went by in Hatake. People thought that at first it was Kakashi. That's when Kakashi then clarified, said, "No, it was actually my little brother." After finding this out, everybody in the Elemental Nation started looking for Kakashi's little brother. They wanted info on him, especially since he's related to Kakashi. Then he has to be strong in a certain fashion. So, N is actually being hunted for, not just for, in just because from what's his name, from Orochimaru also, because Orochimaru is looking for Naruto because he was planning on using Naruto's body as his own after he strike a deal with the Kyuubi, which in all right, the Kyuubi would not accept that deal anyways. This is when N looks at so after Kurenai get the first book, she kind of, she's kind of like a giggly pervert, and but not as in a bad way, but still, she's still a giggly pervert. And then actually says, "Well, since you're reading this book, doesn't that not make you a pervert?" Because and it's like I kind of had nasty thoughts, but I decided to go with more romance and like actual story plot and stuff, then go with straight, you know, those type of scenes. Kurenai she goes, "Well, I mean, this book isn't really that perverted since it has those scenes, which is what the scenes I like." But then Naruto says, "But you're giggling like a fangirl in a perverted way." She kind of blushes at that, and Naruto goes, "So does that technically make you a pervert?" Is what he said to her again. And she kind of blushes and look away. This is where, like, Azumoto was like, "Yeah, Kurenai, does that kind of make you a pervert?" And, Azumoto's just testing his luck. And that's when Kurenai hits him upside the head. He said, "Baka," basically, to the Asuma. Asuma starts to cry. He's like, "Why you do that?" And it kind of starts to laugh a little bit. He does like a little giggle, which Kurenai kind of finds cute. She kind of says Kawi. Yeah, I think it's Kawi. And then, yeah. So, in is now getting ready to do the getting exams. Everybody heard of in his book that he released. And so, basically, all the girls in that class, because they're wondering what the males, all the males in the class are kind of glaring at in because of the books he wrote, and some of the girls are just like kind of fangirling over him, and also because of the way he dresses exactly like Gojo's. So yeah, and most people get attracted to his eyes. Now, in signing contract would be of the Grim Reapers. Yes, I know it's gonna be fucking broken, but yeah, of the Grim Reaper. So yeah, N's gonna basically be very overpowered due to, like I said, him being a Grim Reaper, and not only just that though, but like the fact that no one's really gonna be able to touch him. And also is like very smart that he knows like when someone's following, like he knows when people are like like not smart, but like he has the ability to sense emotions, and he could sense like a lot of people on hormones and stuff towards him, or like mostly women, after they find out that he's the owner of those books that they like, and the fact that they're selling quite well, it kind of puts him in the spotlight, him and Kakashi, due to them now winning the money of the Hatikes, because they open up their own compound. But not only just that, since they merged the Uzumaki and Namikaze compound, they also got the money, and they all put into the Hatake residence. Into the Hatake banking. And so, like, and Kakashi, of course, becomes the clan head, and just everybody is heard about their wealth and that they're actually much more wealthier than the Hyugas, which caught the Hyugas by surprise. And they were trying to say how much money they had, and to be frank, they had about 5 trillion in 5 trillion Ryu, which is a lot in Ryu, and the Hyugas only had 600,000. No. They only had 1 billion Ryu, and so once they find that difference out, they're like, how do y'all have so much money? And there's no way your books sold that many copies for you to earn that much. And that's when he says, well, that's when Kakashi goes, well, my little brother isn't just a Hatake. And he left it at that. And and they're like, and a lot of people face fault, but he says, I'm not telling you all of his secrets. His secrets, his secrets. But hey, maybe he might tell you if he trusts you, but I doubt it. But guys, I'm gonna end that off here. If you like it, please leave a like down in the description. Peace.